Welcome to the opening round of the 2026 Belcar Endurance Championship. We're at Circuit Zolder, the first of 5 rounds for this year's series. And it's a full grid, and that's a good thing to see. We're talking to Harry Steegmans, Circuit Director, Circuit Zolder.
Harry Steegmans, we staan in de start.
Harry Steegmans on the starting blocks for the new race festival. It promises to be another fantastic battle. Yes, it promises to be a very great battle, a very great championship. The first race, there's always a bit of curiosity about who will stand out this year. There's a lot of new drivers, a lot of female drivers too. It's going to be very exciting. 32 cars on the grid, 7 Porsches of course, as we are used to. But let them fight it out against each other this one. 5 races, and once again, as was requested by the drivers, we're going abroad again. Yes, we are indeed going back abroad to Assen, and not too far, very nice circuit, beautiful surroundings, a 3-hour race again, longer race this year as well. The international racing scene is back. This is Dylan de Dale in his Belgium racing Porsche, one of the big favorites.
Dylan de Dale, we kunnen het niet
Dylan de Dale, you're a major title contender. Yes, we are trying to go for the junior titles, the overall, and for the ladies trophy, so we can pick up a few titles this year. And we have a nice garage full of cars, so nice teams together, so this looks very good.
Dus ja, klinkt goed.
Last year's champion Glenn van Parijs switched to the second category, as we may call that, the GTS one.
Glenn van Parijs, kampioen in de...
Glenn van Parijs, last year's champion, but this year a slightly different program, though it's nonetheless very nice. Yes, indeed, we're standing here in front of the very beautiful Cayman GT4, a very nice car. Just as much power as the car we became champion with last year, but of course a slightly smaller tire, slightly heavier car, so it requires some adjustment. But it's a very nice project together with Dirk Mauro, a junior or legend, a nice variation on the car. And we've already tested the car on Thursday, it was great fun. And it's time for qualifying, and the fastest time goes to Paul Mayer on the 99 Belgium Racing Porsche in a 1 minute 30.222. Slightly slower than last year, but still a big margin to take pole position.
Ja, zeker. Ja, we hebben
Of
natuurlijk...
course, we also drove the final Belcar race here last year, and back then I set a nice 1:29 track record. The plan was to actually to attack that time today, but I didn't get a clear wrap. 30.2 was with traffic, and the conditions were so difficult. The speed difference with the low divisions is so big, it's sometimes difficult to judge. People just don't look in the mirrors enough, and that makes it challenging and a difficult qualifying session. Second place on the front row is for Christophe Corton in the new ART Racing Porsche. Good to see Christophe Corton back.
Nieuw seizoen, nieuwe ambities.
New season, new ambitions. Last year we were third in the Porsche Endurance Trophy Championship, and this year we have clear ambitions, and we definitely want to be in the top 2 at least. Ladies are doing well in Belcar this year. Many ladies at the start, and there's one driving for you as well with Maya Weug. Yes, that's right. We have the honor of welcoming Maya Weug to our team. She's a very likable girl who's also very fast, so I keep an eye on her. Here's the Art Racing Porsche again. In second. In third, it's the 98 Belgium Racing Porsche, which is shared by Michael Cole, Kai Rilaerts and Colin Cox. Third place on the grid. First of the GT sports cars is this SRT Mercedes. And the time was set by Arno de Mulder.
Het gevoel zat goed.
Had a good feeling, car was good, and I had actually a bit of bad luck with the traffic at the start, but the second time solid lap was immediately good, and it was reasonably on the limit, I must say. The car felt good, and the feeling was a really good feeling.
Het gevoel was goed, dus...
Nice rookie this year as well, the form of Nono Waters, the son of Koen Waters, And the nephew of Chris, of course, as well. Sharing the BMW with Nico Verdonk.
Nono Wouters in Super.
Nono Wouters' pole position in Supersport was taken by your teammate Nico Verdonk. How was it for you? It was a very nice experience. I was able to improve well compared to previous times, and indeed Nico set a very good lap. Belcar Endurance Championship, there's quite a bit of traffic here. Those a few meters are very impressive. Yes, definitely, especially with free practice. Earlier today, it took some getting used to. Certainly with those cups flying by, you immediately notice that the level is very high. Your plan is to race with your dad this season. That will happen. Unfortunately, he's abroad this weekend. But which races will you drive with your dad? Normally all the races of the Belcar season, including the 24 hours, so that will be there then. Pole position in the club sport category is for the BMW number 32 of duct-taped NCM, driven by Lawrence Clothes.
Team heeft deze winter super hard gewerkt.
The team worked super hard this winter to make the car as good as possible, and it's paying off. At the very last moment, the end of qualifying session, you still managed to set that fastest time. Yeah, I was really hampered by traffic, and at the end I had a clear track and things went well. Pole position in Club Challenge for the Mazda number 33 of Robbie Janssens.
Robbie Janssens, yeah,
Robbie Janssens, we initially thought Cedric Wouters would set the fastest time, but then suddenly you came along. What a blistering time and straight to pole position. Yes, indeed, the lap went really well. It's true, I had to try a bit for a few laps, but the last lap actually went perfectly. So no complaints, it was a super lap. A huge thank you to MSTC, to Jan for this opportunity, and also for bringing a truly top car to the start here. I'm really looking forward to the race tomorrow. This is the starting grid for the very first 3-hour race of the 2026 Belcar Championship. Belgium Racing on pole from Art Racing and another car from Belgium Racing. There are 8 lady drivers at the start this year in the Belcar Endurance Championship. So there is also a ladies trophy. And one of the ladies at the start is young Sita van Meert.
Sita van Meert, welcome here.
Sita van Meert, welcome here to the Belcar this year. It's quite a step up for you. You started in Formula 4, gained a lot of experience in Formula 4, and now you have switched to the Porsche. Yeah, that's right. It's quite an adjustment, of course. Formula cars have a different kind of G-forces, so switching to the Porsche was quite a different transition. But the test days went very well, and confidence is slowly starting to build. So I'm really looking forward to the race, and hopefully we can gain quite a few places.
Het is mijn eerste keer op Zolder, eerste keer.
It's the first time at Zolder, my first time in the Porsche this weekend, so it went really well. Second yesterday in quali, good with the teammates, and the whole team worked hard, so it feels good. Together with Benjamin Park and of course Christoph Korten, there's quite a bit of experience in your car. Does that help you as well? Oh yes, of course. I've almost have no experience in GT cars. This is actually my first day. Thursday was my first time in the car, so I had a lot to learn, but I have a lot of experience and I've learned a lot from them. And actually there's still a lot I can learn from this race too, with the 3-hour race we have on Sunday. And yes, I think it's good to be able to work with them. I'm really looking forward to it enormously, because I obviously been out for it for a year, so it's very nice to start the season back now. And to start in GT right away is something really special for me. 3-hour races, a good new format. Yes, I'm happy about that. I'm not really a sprint racer myself. I really love endurance, so I think it's very nice that we have made the races a bit longer now, so we can really go back to endurance racing.
Endurance racen kunnen gaan.
Julie Kane is also the series manager of the Belcar Endurance Championship. 3-hour race, minimum of 2 pit stops within the designated pit window. But of course, this is a Belgian championship, which means it can rain, and it does. On that May Sunday, rain tires have to be put on the cars for the start of the very first Belcar race. And there the cars are ready at the end of their formation lap, and the lights go green, and it's a good start from Dylan de Daal in the 99 bronze Belgium Racing Porsche. Takes the lead in front of Christoph Korten, and it's Kai Rillards in the yellow Belgium Racing Porsche in third. And the whole of the pack can follow without incidents. De Daal leading from Korten, then Rillards. And then it's the Mick Meurens Porsche, the yellow and blue one. Bit of a wibble there for Marcus Lindtras. And that was a close call as well for the 436. That's Dennis Kroijn at the wheel of that BMW. Dale, Korten, Relaerts, and then Mick Meurens. Those four seem to take already quite a gap in this opening lap of a 3-hour race. Very wet track, as you can see. And that's Olivier Bertels coming in. Problems for the 747 Porsche.
De start was eigenlijk vrij.
The start was actually quite good until the car in front of me made a mistake. I was overtaking him and he made a small mistake and I wanted to pass him, and at the moment I wanted to pass him, his car straightened out again and I lightly touched him on the rear wheel. And the other car was able to drive on, and we really had bad luck because the steering rod broke and the radiator is damaged, so that's not the star we wanted.
De start die we winsten.
Leaders are hitting traffic after a couple of laps, and it's not easy in the spray to push your way forward. Left and right, passing the touring cars. Here we are driving with Kai Relaerts in the 98 Porsche, chasing Christoph Korten in the red Art Racing machine. Heading towards the first corner. Is this an opportunity for Relaerts to pass Korten? Yes, it is. Very nice move there. Now in second, Belgium Racing 1-2. But Christoph Korten is still not far away, so they have to be careful in these tricky conditions. And Relaerts is attacking the leader, his teammate Dylan de Dale. Very nice move here. De Dale blocked behind the touring car. And Relaerts takes the lead. Getting into the first corner, very slippery corner, and he's off. Where does Relaerts go? He's back on track, fortunately, but he has lost the lead back to Dylan de Dale. Those Belgium Racing Porsches are really fighting hard. They should know this is a 3-hour race. Here's the 4 of Patrick Dubois. He's on a podium finish in the Club Challenge category. Behind Eric Sliphorst in the Van Horst BMW. This is the 399 of Sebastian de Jonge, leading in Club Challenge in the opening minutes of the race. More after the break. Back in Zolder for the opening round of the 2026 Belcar Endurance Championship. We're almost 1 hour into the race, and this is the 509 Buga Alfa Romeo Vellenlezen in the top 5 in Club Sport. 34 is a position higher. That's the JJ Motorsport car of Tom Werks, with the 436 of ML Autosport and Dennis Kroijn in third for the moment. Nicely liveried car, that one. 505, another ML Autosport car. This one's driven by Thomas de Bakker, is in second. And the 70 of Robin van Olsta is in third in Supersports. And this nice VW Golf GTE 43 of the Van den Hove family is in second in the Supersport class, with Nico Verdonk leading that category and in 7th overall as well. Next up, after the first driver change, it's to Nuno Wouters. It's a bit slippery conditions there. The 45 of Julie Kane is in 5th in GTS for the moment. Mauro Polderman in the VR Racing Cayman is a bit struggling with difficult conditions, but is passing the number 7 here. Jarno de Mulder in the SRT Mercedes. Started from pole position, but dropped some places in the opening few laps. With the 13 of Bram Hendricks, the Q1 Motorsports in second. And it's the Stevens Motorsport BMW of Jochen Stevens at the wheel, leading after almost an hour of racing. The 96 Techman Motorsport Porsche having a go at the Belcar Racing this weekend. For the moment they're in 16 GTC, and the Art Racing Porsche of Christoph Korten is coming in.
Christoph Korten net de eerste.
Christoph Korten, you just finished the first stint in tricky conditions. Yes, very tricky. You can certainly say that. But it was nice. It was very pleasant. Initially, our intention was just to consolidate, not to attack immediately, because it's a long 3-hour race. So we have succeeded well in that up to this point. 15 of NGT Racing. Ian Gebts at the wheel. Still fighting for a podium finish in 4th after an hour of racing. The 99. Coming in, Dylan de Dale. Lost the lead to teammate Kai Rillaerts.
Dylan de Dale net je eerste.
De Dale, you just finished your first stint in these difficult conditions here in Zolder in 2nd position. Yes, we were in the lead for a long time, and at one point I saw Christoph Korten coming up behind me, and then you could see he was in fighting with Kai, and he couldn't hold on. Kai got past, and he was right behind me, and then started raining hard. We had hoped it would dry out, so our tire tension was just not good enough. It was really slippery. The Meurens family go long in that first stint. That means that at the 1 hour mark they are in 2nd position, but they have a 1 pit stop less, just as is Kai Rillaerts at the wheel of the 98. So these are the standings after 1 hour of racing. The 98 leading from the Meurens Racing Porsche, and the other Belgian Racing Porsche in 3rd. Second hour of the race with a small contact there, but no real issues. The Van der Horst BMW can continue. The 101 of Rova Jussi goes backwards without hitting anything, fortunately. With the number 4 Mazda now driven by Cedric Wouters leading its category. We were normally going to drive our Toyota Yaris in preparation for the 24 hours, but during the final test on Wednesday it turned out that the car wasn't really ready. But we had this Mazda still in the workshop. It was ready to go, so we took it, entered it in a lower class, and so far it's actually going very well. Yes, leading the class indeed. The 71 Arthur Peters of Team Grauwels in 4th in its class. Coming in, sharing the car with Roger Grauwels.
Roger Grauwels begin dit jaar.
Roger Grauwels, you started this year having sat in the sand in the Dakar, and now you're driving Belcar here to support a few young wolves. Yes, exactly. Or they support me, but it was indeed just back from the sand pit. I missed the circuit racing so much, but yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll drive in the Belcar a few more times this year. I'm not sure, but I would really like to drive with my boys, with my 2 sons, and next time they're available, so we might do that.
Denk het wel.
Nico Verdonk still at the wheel of the Team Wouters BMW, giving the car to Nuno Wouters.
Het ging heel goed.
It went very well. The car feels fine. The car is perfectly repaired. I have to say, the first time we've really driven so hard in the rain. There was a lot of aquaplaning this time. I also tried to pass on as much information as possible to Nuno so that he knows exactly what to look out for during his own stint. And I have to say, I looked at his very first laps, I followed it closely. He did quite well, so things are looking good for the moment, despite the poor weather. Hard fight at the front of the GTS class between the 7 of Jarno de Mulder and the Stevens Motorsport BMW, but there is the SRT Mercedes. De Mulder went off, put it in the sand pit. Could get out, but he lost a lot of time, of course.
Jan de Mulder, vertel even.
Jan de Mulder, tell me what just happened. Well, the first left and then a double right. I oversteered a bit. I couldn't get the car under control anymore, so I ran out with my rear wheel in the gravel, and very unfortunate.
Heel jammer.
So that means that the 470 is now leading in GTS. The car of Stevens Motorsports. And a good position now for Colin Cooks as well, giving the car back to Kai Rillards. Still fighting for a podium finish.
Ik ben absoluut tevreden. Mijn doel was
Absolutely satisfied. My goal was to bring the car in intact, and Kai had driven a very nice first stint, so I absolutely didn't want to mess that up in the second stint. I was a bit cautious, but I did bring the car in one piece. Indeed, still fighting for a podium position with the Racing Porsche as well. Going long in second after 2 hours, but with one pit stop less. And back in the lead is the 99 car. The car of the Dale Salens and Paul Meyer. Have a good enough lead on Racing, and the Belgium Racing 98 car is in third with Art Racing close behind in fourth. That might be a podium finish for them as well. Final hour of the race then, still very wet on the Zolder circuit, as is shown here by the David Tack BMW. Losing a couple of positions to number 4 Mazda of Cedric Wouters, Didier Dexter and Patrick Dubois will win the Club Challenge category. 71 in Supersport. Car of Grauwels, Peters and Breedveld finishes in fourth with the nice VW Golf of the Van den Hove family, fighting for top finish in that same category.
Nu van Hoven, ja, een heel mooi.
Meneer Van der Hove, you pulled off a really nice stint here coming in as the leader, but you did lose a bit of time here at the pit stop. It's the first time I had to make a pit stop. It was difficult when I came in to get the belts loose. I've never been able to practice that before, so we lost some time. It's a pity.
Ja, spijtig, maar ja, kijk.
The number 4 Mazda of Dubois, Dexter and Wouters takes the win in the Club Challenge category. Faultless race for them. 505 wins in Club Sport, Jörg Hendricks and Thomas de Bakker. 72 finishes in the lead. That's Nono Wouters and Nico Verdonk, of course, with Van Rompuy, Van Parijs and Polderman taking the win in GTS. Third place finish for the 98 of Michael Kool, Kai Rillards and Colin Cooks. With the Art Racing Porsche of Parker, Christoph Korter and Maya Weug getting up to second in the final hour of the race, but the race was dominated and deservedly won by Dylan de Dale, Nicolas Salens and Paul Meyer, winning the opening round of the 2026 Belcar Endurance Championship. Good win for the Belgium Racing Trio.
De pace was goed in de regen, heel veel.
Pace was good in the rain. A lot of rain, a lot of standing water, aquaplaning. Luckily I stayed on the track and finished nicely, I think. Nicolas Salens, wonderful results for you too. Not easy, right? Because it was a catch-up journey for you guys. Yeah, it was indeed quite tricky because in the normal Porsche Cup everyone is doing the same speed, but here you have cars that are often slower, which means that you're indeed in the spray, and then suddenly you have a car in front of you, which you have to anticipate. But it went well, we are very happy, the car was perfect, the team did a fantastic job, and we're very satisfied. Here are the final results of the opening race of the Belcar Endurance Championship. Belgium Racing wins it from ART Racing and the other car of Belgium Racing, and the win for VR Racing in GTS.
Glenn van Parijs, een mooie.
Glenn van Parijs, a nice great victory for you with the Cayman. Yes, indeed, it was super fun. That thing really drives well in the rain. We hadn't tested it in the rain yet, and now it turned out it really keeps up with the guys at the front, even towards the end. It was super fun. No, Waters, if you had told you at the beginning you were going to win the Supersport category, you wouldn't have believed me, right? That's right, I totally didn't expect this. I'm so incredibly happy. I really didn't expect this. How were those few meters? Very tricky. It's the first time here in Zolder with the rain, so it was really difficult for me. But I brought it in safely, so I'm super happy. Jorg Hendricks, congratulations on the victory in the class. You drove fantastically today. Yes, we had a really great race. My teammate too, Thomas de Bakker. We actually great duo for the season. We're going to look into maybe doing more races together. We had a nice battle with the David Deck BMW as well, so hats off to us. It's a really fun race. Cedric Wouters, will it be Toyota, will it be a Mazda? It was very exciting in the end, but you won the CC class with a Mazda. Yes, it remains to be seen which car it will be for the rest of the year, but I think we handled it very well. Very good stints from both Patrick and DJ. So the moment I drove out, I was a bit relaxed, so I had to about control the race, not make any mistakes. It was not really easy in these conditions, but I'm really happy with this one. And that was it for the first race of the Belcar 2026. Next round in Assen. See you in a couple of weeks.